All right, welcome to your Chapter 1 review. This is going to be the key, so you can skip forward if you need to. It's just going to go through each problem and explain it. Okay, so plot the following points on a number line, 12, 4, 6, 10. So the first thing we're going to do is find the range by doing the maximum minus the minimum. So my maximum here is 12. Minus my minimum, which is 4. And 12 minus 4 is 8, which means if I count by ones, I have to have at least 8 tick marks. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so I'm good. So I get to start counting by ones, but I want to make sure I label each tick mark. Remember, we're labeling these tick marks. And now we just put the points on. So you have 12, 4, 6, and 10. Okay, number 2. We have to plot the lines 55, 37, 62, 70. So again, I'm going to find my range by doing my maximum, find it minus my minimum. So maximum is 70, minus my minimum, which is 37. When I subtract that, I get 33. So I have 10 spaces here to cover 33. So I would need 33 tick marks if I counted by ones, so that won't work because that's a lot of tick marks. But what I could do, so we can do like 33 divided by 10. So we can count by 4s if you want to, but 4s are hard to count by, so what I'm going to do is count by 5s. Okay, so I'm going to take my minimum, instead of starting at 37, I'm going to just start at 35, because 35 is an easy number to count by 5s from. So 35, next number would be 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, and then 85. Okay? So our first point is 55, so that's right here. Then we have 37. So remember, between 35 and 40, it goes like 36, 37. So a little bit closer to the 35, but almost in the middle. 62, so it goes 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. So 60, 61, 62. So even though I can't see that 62, it's still there in between those numbers. Then we have 70, so that's right on the spot. All right, number 3 says plot the following points on a number line. So again, we're going to find that range. My minimum is 18, and my maximum is 86. I'm going to do 86 minus 18, and we get 68. All right. So if I do 68 divided by 10, because I have 10 tick marks, I would get about 6.8. There's a little bug on here. Okay, so I get 6.8. So that means I have to count by 7s, or I could count by 8s, or I can count by 9s. I'm going to choose the easy one and count by 10s. So the 10 less than 18 is 10. So I'm going to start at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. Okay, so I'm going to plot 28. So 28 is between 20 and 30, and it goes 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So 28 is really close to that 30, but not quite there yet, because that would be 29 and then 30. 53 is just a little bit past the 50, because it goes 51, 52, 53. And it's not halfway, because halfway are the 5s, like 55. So I have 18, so that's past 15, which is in the middle, 16, 17, 18. And then we have 86. So 85 is right in the middle, and then 86 is a little bit more. All right, number 4, we're going to compare the following numbers using greater than or less than. So first off, you need to remember this one is greater than. And this one is less than. All right, so when we do 83 compared to 16, we can write this out and compare numbers, or you can try and think of it like up here, okay? So in this one, we start with the tens place, and we see that 8 is bigger than 1. So 83 is bigger, so I'm going to use greater than, because 83 is greater than 16. Or you could kind of think, don't actually plot the points, but if we plotted 83, it would be about here, and 16 would be about here. And on the right side is bigger than the left side. Okay, 783 and 594. So if we compare those two, we always start on the left to compare, so I compare these hundreds, and 7 is bigger than 5. So that means that 783 is greater than 594. Because this has 700s and this has only 500s. So 700s are more than 500s. Okay, this next one, so 3028. Now it's important that you line up the ones place, so the 9, 4, and 8. So this first number has a 3 in the thousands place, but there's no thousands down here. So that means that the one with the 3,000 is greater than the one without. So 3028 is greater than 849. And the last one we have 45 compared to 46. Okay, the 4s are the same, so we actually look at the 1s this time. Okay, so 6 is bigger than 5. So that means that 45 is less than 46. All right, 5 through 10, remember we are using the order of operations. So order of operations goes G, E, R, germ, das, germdas. Okay, so with the G, that means grouping symbols. Okay, and then we don't know at exponents and radicals, or exponents and radicals yet, and we don't know multiplying and dividing yet. So then we're just going to add and subtract, but remember it's left to right, whichever one comes first. So we check, does it have grouping symbols, any parentheses? And the answer is no. Okay, so we just add and subtract left to right. So first I'm going to do this 20 plus 5. That's 25. I bring down the minus and the 12. It's the last thing to do, so I do it. 5 minus 2 is 3. 2 minus 1 is 2. So we get 23. Nope, we get 13. I don't know why I said that. 2 minus 1 is 1. 13. All right, on number 6, we start, are there any grouping symbols? No. So we're going to add and subtract left to right. So 18 minus 9 is 9. Then I'm going to add 5, and I get 14. Number 7, there are grouping symbols here, so I have to do that first. So 8 minus 5 is 3. So now I bring down the 15 and the plus, and we're doing 15 plus 3, and that gives me 18. Okay, on number 8, we have 32 minus the quantity of 9 plus 7 minus 3 plus the quantity of 8 minus 2. So we're going to work on this first one because there's two operations here. So remember, we still work left to right with adding and subtracting. So I'm going to do the 9 plus 7, that's 16. And I have a minus 3. I'm still going to put that in parentheses. Not going to forget about this 32 in front. And then plus, in parentheses, 8 minus 2. So since these parentheses are side by side, we can do them at the same time. So 16 minus 3 is 13. And 8 minus 2 is 6. Don't forget about that 32. Now I'm going to add and subtract left to right. So 32 minus 13 goes first because it's on the left side. So 32 minus 13 is going to be 19 plus 6. And I ran out of space, I'm going to write it over here. And 19 plus 6 is 25. Okay. Number 9, we have 5 minus y plus 16 if y equals 2. So the first thing I'm going to do is rewrite this by putting 2 in for y. So 5 minus 2 plus 16. Now I just follow the regular order of operations. So are there any grouping symbols? No. So I'm just going to work my way from left to right. Okay, so when I work my way from left to right, 5 minus 2 is 3. And then plus 16. So then 3 plus 16 is 19. All right, number 10 says 22 plus p minus r if p is 4 and r is 11. So I'm going to rewrite this and put in 4 for p and 11 in for r. So 22 plus p is 4 minus r is 11. So again, I'm going to add and subtract left to right. So 22 plus 4 is 26 minus 11. So 26 minus 11 is going to be 15. All right, down at the bottom, our last ones are fill-in-the-blank equations. So we need to think what number plus 9 equals 17. So I know 1 plus 9 is 10, 2 plus 9 is 18, 2 plus 9 is 11, 3 plus 9 is 12, 4 plus 9 is 13, 5 plus 9 is 14. Ooh, I'm struggling today. 6 plus 9 is 15, 7 plus 9 is 16, and then 8. So 8 plus 9 is 17, and just double check that, make sure that makes sense. 8 plus 9 is 17. Okay, number 12, we have something minus 3 equals 18. So this has to be bigger than 18 because when I take away 3, I end up with 18. So what number take away 3 is 18? So if I do like 19 minus 3 is 16. 20 minus 3 is 17. 21 minus 3 is 18. Okay, then we have 26 plus a blank equals 63. Okay, so I'm going to think, I know for sure 26 plus 10, that gives me 36. So I'm going to add another 10 to it, and that would give me 46. Okay, if I add another 10, that gives me 56. I'm going to add another one. Okay, but if I add another 10, I'll get to 66, so that's too much. So 56 plus what is 63? Okay, if you're not sure, start adding 2's. But I know that that's 7. 56 plus 7 is going to be 63. So I'm going to add up all of those things I added on. So I have 10, 20, 30 plus 7 would make 37. And lastly, we have 19 minus what number is 3? So since this is a smaller number, it has to be a number pretty close to 19. So I'm going to start with 18. 19 minus 18 is 1, so that didn't work. 19 minus 17 is 2. And 19 minus 16 is 3. All right, back page. 2 more problems left. Oops, that was the one I screwed up on before. Okay, so number 15 says label the graph with the following: x-axis, y-axis, and the origin. So the origin is where it's 0, 0 right here. And x-axis always runs left to right, so this is the x-axis. And our y-axis always runs up and down. So this is our y-axis. Okay, and that's all it is for that one. So problem 16 says label the x and y axis. We're going to count by ones and plot the following points. So I know this is 0 because that's the origin, and then I'm counting the lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then we count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, remember this is our x-axis and this is our y-axis. So for each point we have an x and a y. So I'm going to rewrite them because I didn't leave enough space there. So we have D is 7, 2. So remember this is our x and our y. So 7 tells us to go right 7, then up 2. So we're going to go right to 7, then up 1, 2. So there is D. E is 0, 4. So x tells us to stay, y tells us to go up 4. So don't go left or right, just go up 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's E. F is 6, 0. So again, it goes x, y. Our x tells us to go right, and our y tells us to stay. So we start at 0 and we just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That y told us to stay, so that's it. That's F. And then we have G, which is 3, 5. So again, we have x, y. Our x tells us to go right, and our y tells us to go up. So we're going to go right 3, up 5 from the origin. So right 3, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and that is it.